Right back again, ladies and gentlemen, with the update 3 of the Gero-design townhouse, Druin townhouse. And as you can see, I've started the weathering on the outside. There we go, a better picture is there, started on there. And what I used was my own washes again. This is just a Starship filth with a touch of smoke and industrial earth. Mixed in oil paints, of course, from the 502 range, from up to long. Let me see if I can get a better picture for you. That's better, that's better. Yeah. You can see a bit now, the markings and also I used one that I used, an olive green, which I used for, I think it was for the striker that I made. This is the olive green filter. And if you look, pointy stick again. If you look carefully, you can see the green just on the bottom there, like damp, rising damp, and on some of the window frames, from down, streaking from down here, underneath the window ledges again, actually on the wood itself where it's got moisture and paint come off and it's damp basically. So that's all I've used to weather it at the moment. It's a thin, it's a very thin wash. This, well, it's almost like a filter to be honest. The the industrial earth and Starship filth. So it took quite a few layers to get how I wanted it. Instead of putting a lot on and then decide, oh, I don't like that, and trying to get it all off, I'd rather go along with putting bits on at a time and see how it dries, and add again if I need to, and if I don't need to, fine. And also around the window edges I used another one of my washes. Now where have I put that? Oh, it's underneath this one, is it? Yeah. Again, this is just a neutral grey oil wash as well, oil filter as well. And I use that just around the window frames, just laying, so it's as if it's worn, if you know what I mean, like marks and just worn window frames. Again, you can pick them up or not on there. You can slightly. Alright, and then on the other side, let me just move these things out the way, because when I turn it, it'll be different. Right. I need to just bring that more into a scent. And as you can see, I've used a drain. I've made a drain pipe, just using a straw, and I made the little brackets out of the foil from the old mince pies. You know, the mince pie trays that you get. Well, I kept a lot from last year, even though I didn't eat them. Other people did, so I kept all them, and that's what I've used for those. And I have these Meng nuts and bolts, which I might have to order some more because I can get rid of the short ones. Just this kind of stuff. Got nuts on the one side and the bolt head on the other. Comes in very useful. So I use those to put onto there as well as for the fastenings, as you can see all the way down there. And I weathered this using Tamier's iron to start with, and then just grabbed with the washes, the olive green wash, the Starship wash, the brown wash, everything, just to get that sort of effect of worn basically, with the green on there where it's moisture and things like that again. And down into the manhole cover down there, drain, down which is on the bottom. As you can see, I'm just about to start doing, I'm deciding what plan of action I'm going to use and how I'm going to do the road itself with the bricks. It's going to be a long job, but you know, part of the modelling, as they say. And I finished off the door. I did, when I showed you last time, I did the door and I wasn't happy with the back, so what I did is I just cut some thin sheets of paper, covered it over, and put another handle on the other side, and just done a bit of weathering on the back. It needs some, this needs finishing, needs a bit of a wash on each side of that at the moment, so that's something that needs to be finished. I'll pop this down there for now. As you've seen the inside, all this inside now needs all the stuff, all the debris and wood and everything else needs putting into there, which we have here. There's all sorts in there, and obviously we've got wallpaper, glass, different types of. This was a I made a thick sludge wash for something, I can't remember what it was, just out of using pigments. and as it's dried obviously the moisture's gone out of it, and I've just broken it all up. So that's going to be some of the dust as well in there. There we are. That's going to be some of the dust, as long as with the lighter dust as well, and other bits and pieces is going to be, you know, scattered about in the house for the damage, and obviously on the roadside, which will be done at some point. Once I've got all the roads done, I'll start thinking about doing that. And finally, I've got so far from last time is I've you can see, there we are. And again, that green looks quite bright on there, but I can show you it isn't as bright as that. Here's the pipe, which was made from, where would I put it? This stuff. I've made it thinner, I took the layers off because it was a bit chunky, and I got it down to a thinner layer. This is Vallejo thick mud European earth. Yeah, European earth for this. And I've added obviously some of the bricks from the road, some scatter again like the dust and small pebbles and things like that. And I used the still water. Is it still water? No, it isn't called still water. It's a different company. It's actually a German company, I think. And it's called Busch Model Water Aqua. This stuff. Well, that quite a while. Didn't take too long to dry. And I'd also added murky water over the top once you dry, just to get that sort of mucky tone. I added the dark earth from Aqualine, on the Aqualine from Wilder again, and these bits on here I've just put on recently. Need dulling down slightly. It's just like green slime, but the green that's on the bottom of the, you know, on the bottom of the pipe where it starts to run down and comes out. So I've put it onto there and just write it down there, and inside the other pipe it's broken, and just scattered up just a bit of the oil wash, the oil, green oils again, just around the bricks where the moisture is, and this is just covered with the soil. So this needs finishing off here. It's not quite finished yet, but it's getting there. So basically now it is all the rubble I need to do, obviously all the road, and I have a light. If you notice there's a big hole there, that's for a light to go in. And we have a light here which I've just sprayed with German grey at the moment. I've given it 2 coats of hairspray, and I'm going to paint it. I haven't decided what colour yet, and then I'm going to chip it, and we'll go from there with that. So I think that's where we are at the moment. Yeah, mainly starting on the brickwork now on the roads, and then we can start bringing everything together, all the debris and everything else onto it. So, and then I've got the figures still to paint, which I'm going to take my time over again, which this hopefully will crack it, but will get improved again slightly than the last one. So yeah, I think that's where we are at the moment. Sometimes I think when you make your own washes, you've got better control than they have of the pre-made washes and filters. Obviously sometimes they come quite thick, but you can always add to it and thin it down. But when you get used to the quantities that you use, ratios oil to thinner, and then you've cracked it almost. Because if you want to, like I said, start off with thin layers and gradually build it up, I find that easier to do than doing a thick wash, rubbing it all off, and you know, hopefully some parts stick to the whatever, and you've got other bits that haven't. But a thin wash, filter, stroke, whatever, works better for me. So that's what I'm going to do. I've put a few holes in there for shot marks and things like that. I'm going to put a few more in, and then just paint inside them, just to dull them down a bit, because obviously they're going to be quite bright if I don't. And I've got to put the dust on some of the windows again, which I haven't quite finished yet. There needs to be a, when I'm doing all the rubble and things like that, then I'll put a bit of dust onto the windows and onto the window frames on the front and all that kind of stuff. So that's where we are at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on with the road surface, and when I've got the road surface done, I'll come back to you and we'll see where we go from there. So So thank you very much to all my loyal subscribers and new subscribers, and for the kind comments. I do appreciate them, and I say I have started to answer back on the comments. So thank you very much again for all that, and we shall see you very soon with the next update. So Greg signing off, and we'll see you soon.